child, you know, if you're lucky enough to get them into ballet, because it gives them tremendous grace. But I think as the time goes on and you learn more about dancing, you're terribly afraid that they're going to choose it as a career, because it's so, not only is it difficult, but it seems like almost a dead end unless you're terribly good at it.
Well, it helped my acting a lot.
Did it?
I mean, I have a lot of, you know, memory and poise, and I'm not too nervous.
Tremendous discipline, I would also
Yeah, there's a
imagine.
lot of discipline, and
She
I love
moves
it.
really well, too, on camera. I mean, just even in the smallest thing that you wouldn't notice, but it's just a grace in front of the cameras and an ease that she has. It's, for a little quirky guy like me, it's real frightening to be with this person who just moves so well, and it's everything's so easy.
You know, we
and
describe
relaxed.
him as kind of hyper all the time. He's hopping up and hopping down. You must make an interesting pair to watch.
We hope, yeah.
You were 11 years studying dancing?
Yeah.
What's it like to be involved in a company of dancers or studying dance? I mean, do they get along, or are there a lot of, I don't know, backbiting and fighting and jealousies and so forth?
Well, you're really close-knit. I mean, everything in the dressing room, you discuss everything. It's like being, you know, in the sports, you know? It really is like a sports thing, because you're there together. And you get along, but it's very competitive. There's few parts, and it's not as competitive with acting, I find, because everyone's different, you know?
Gee, with all that behind you, you must be rather amused when people complain about working a few little hours a week extra.
Yeah, when they complain about, like, a bruise or something, you know? Every day was so tough.
Yeah,
you know?
well, I admire you for, first of all, knowing when to get out, but also the 11 years you put in. Now, you did All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise. Did a terrific job in that. Now, Tom's a nice guy to work with.
Oh,
Yeah.
great guy.
What's he compared to this fellow to work with?
Well, I learned a lot from both of them. I learned a lot dramatically, because it was only my second movie with Tommy. And from Michael, I don't know anything about comedy, and his timing is so perfect and wonderful. I really learned a lot. No, it is. I really learned a lot, and it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, any pet peeves you might have about Michael?
He was better than me.
No way. I wish.
Upstaged me.
No
My
way.
son.
Yeah. What about you? Your feelings about Leah?
I didn't really know what to expect, because I hadn't seen too much of Leah's work. I told her this, so I'm not embarrassed now. And everyone kept saying, oh, this person is great. She is great. And it got to the point where I thought, there's no way this person is going to be as good as I've heard. And she was twice as good.
What is Back to the Future about?
Well, I think it's about this kid who goes back in time and meets his parents when they were young, before he was born, and he changes fate, and he has to repair his damage.
Let's take a look at a moment from Back to the Future.
Go to it, kid.
Hey, George.
Terrific. Well, I look forward to seeing it. I look forward to seeing you, too. Is Steven Spielberg an imposing person? I mean, he has done so well, and he's you know, head and shoulders above so many.
I don't know. Do you want to
I
answer?
mean, what's your first impression when you meet him, when you work with him?
I think he's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Yeah.
He just happens to be really bright.
He's just a guy, you know. That's what's.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would have been like back in the days of like Louis B. Mayer or all these guys, you know, these moguls. And I think people might picture Steven that way, as this guy with all this power, and he wields it readily, you know. He's just a guy who's a really talented guy and a really creative guy and a really supportive guy. And he and Bob Zemeckis, who is the director, and even like Gary Goldberg, who produces Family Ties, they're of a generation that is not concerned with power and things like that. They're concerned with being able to create.
Well, we look forward to the release of that motion picture, Back to the Future. Thank you both for being a part of the Steven Spielberg Summer Festival, and I hope to see you soon. Bye-bye, Leah.